Okay, we live. Hello all. What's today? Wednesday. So it's Wednesday here. We're starting our autumn, so it's getting a bit cold. So you see me in a jersey for the first time this year. It's been a bit cold. I've been walking around with a little woolly type of hat on this morning because it was cold when I got up. It was like 7 degrees and I'm like, oh, my little bones aren't used to that cold. There's a few things going on in social media. There's a few things going on out in the vibration of the new earth being created, and so I thought it was a good time, good opportunity to come on and say hello and see how you all are. So firstly, I want to talk about a few of the activations that I've been working on. And there's been a few that have come up that have been really intense and strong for what's about to come in New Earth. And the first one was we did just recently the Sapphire water activation for all our drinking water. So the drinking water that's going to be found on New Earth is the water quality that was once from the springs, from underground, from under the pyramids. And they've given me the activation light codes, light language for that. And with that, I've been able to activate the codes in the water. I've shared it with my group, and it is available if you want it. I think it may be up on YouTube, I'm not sure. Now, with those codes come beautiful quality water. And what we found, we did a meditation where we went and found out how to get to the source of the water and to activate those codes for New Earth. Hi Angel, how are you, hun? So Sapphire water codes have been activated now for New Earth. They'll start coming in very quickly, and you can do your own drinking water. I have activated mine every day, and you must put a blue quartz with it because the blue quartz carries the frequency. Must be held in a blue water, a blue bottle once you've done the activation. So I've managed to go online and get the second-hand blue glass bottles and been using those. We've also done an activation for the Vikings, and this was the most recent one. And what we discovered were the Vikings were here as good beings of light. They were sent out from their northern regions to go find resources and to find more land, because where they were it was cold conditions and therefore they needed more resources. So what they did was they went out on the oceans for very long times. They were led by the stars, they were led by the signals in the sky. Everything was navigated by the stars. They wore copper helmets for frequency. They wore sapphire, ruby and emerald in their helmets. They didn't wear the diamonds because they're lower vibration. As I've told you before, they are very low vibration. They were created by the Cabal Death state to be valuable, and they're actually a low density crystal. If you're going to have a diamond, have a Herkimer diamond. That's a far better quality. It's also pure source light, so it will allow you to connect higher. The Vikings told me that the diamond is actually bad luck, so they never travelled with diamonds. So the Vikings are here now. Some of them will have their memory activated. We did an activation for them to get their memory back, and so that they know their purpose and their mission. Their mission is to come back and work with the shorelines, the waterways, the protection of the borders, protection of our shorelines and our oceans. They're very caring, compassionate, big, gentle giants. They are connected to the giants and the mountain people, which get mistakenly a lot of the time as Sasquatch. It's the mountain people. So we've done the activation for them. We've also activated the babies that are coming back, the ones that have once been Vikings. Most of them will come back with white hair, so very blonde hair or red hair with blue, green or turquoise eyes. They're connected to the Palladians and the Andromedans, and of course the Andromedans are here to rebuild New Earth. The Palladians are the warriors. They were originally from Norway, Denmark and Sweden. They went to Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Greenland, and Northern American and Northern European sites. Your role in the past was navigated by the stars to find the lost ship captains. Absolutely, Angel. And you know what? We know how to read the stars. That's why we're constantly stargazing and looking up. Our memory is slowly activating and being reminded that's what we used to do. We were guided by the stars. They were protectors of the water and ley lines and shores, and that's what they're coming back to do. They're part of the marine life, wharfs. They have been sailors, fishermen, lighthouse keepers, land rangers, and that's how you recognise them in those roles. They understand the navigation of the stars, the waterways, strong, stormy conditions of the water. They're often working in emergency crews, so a lot of them have been Vikings. They preferred big, old-fashioned values and big families. They will show you signs that they have been Vikings. Sailing ships, their passion, rope tying, water activities, boating, fishing, and new adventures around the oceans is what they intend to always be doing. They go on long journeys. They work away from home. A lot of people that are doing FIFO, so fly in, fly out positions, mining, that kind of thing, traveling away from home and then coming back, because the Vikings were used to going away for a year at a time and then coming back home to their wives, who they had big families, old-fashioned values, big families. The wives worked in the community and they had two roles: to run the family and to be part of the community and be their voices and their truth to keep the community going while their husbands were away at sea. They're connected to the mermaids and the water mammals and the Syrian mammals, so that's your dolphins and your whales. The mermaids were their companions when they were away. They also brought them luck, and a lot of them will have tattoos of mermaids on their arms or somewhere on their body, or a dolphin or a whale, one of those things. So that was the Vikings and their history, and how they were portrayed as nasty, violent, aggressive killers. No, the only ones they were fighting against were the Russian and Chinese Vikings, who were deep state cabal, trying to take away whatever they discover and find. They didn't want them going to other lands. So it was a really interesting meditation. We had one of the main Vikings come in. His name was Simon. This is Simon. I think I drew, did I draw Simon? No, Dana drew Simon. I met Harold. He was a grandfather of mine. I never knew I was connected to the Vikings. I was connected to the Vikings in Denmark. That's Harold there. So he came in, and it was, oh my God, it was so beautiful, and what he told me. And he told me my father had been a Viking, my brother had been a Viking, and I was related to a bloodline of Vikings. And that's why I have that warrior energy. I want to speak my truth. I want to show people and do the reveals and things like that. That's my Palladium warrior side coming out of me. But isn't he gorgeous? So that was him. So that was Harold, and Dana from our group, she did a drawing of Simon. I'll put that in there as well. She caught his activation straight away, and she said I have to draw him. So that was really, really good. One of the other activations, as I said, we've been doing the animal activation for New Earth and releasing their frequency contracts, because a lot of them had soul contracts to come back and be food source, and they didn't want to be. They're being renewed. Their frequency is being renewed. We're giving them their freedom back and their space. So we've done that as well with the beautiful animal activation. They are now free to be who they are, and to roam on Earth freely and not have to worry about being captured or anything of that nature. So we've done a release of their contracts, a release of their being scared for their safety, and allowing them not to have to suffer anymore, and nobody should have to own them. Nobody owns an animal is free. So that's another one we've done. Sapphire water, which was beautiful, the mountain water. There's been many that we've done, but the main one was the Vikings, because they got such a bad rap. I really did want them to come through and let you know who they truly were, and to share who they are and what their purpose was. A lot of them suffered while they were out at sea. They had some shocking conditions, which tells you in this lifetime, they can navigate through any difficulties they have, because they had to survive rough conditions, really hard conditions. They were so excited to see us when we met them in meditation. We met them and they were just so thrilled. They've been waiting a long time to have the truth be told, who they truly were and what they were about. They were just innocent beings of light that wanted to support the love of their family and go out and find new resources and food supply. Basically, that's what it was, and to find more space and land. And that's why a lot of them did move to places like Scotland, Ireland and Wales. So in Wales and Scotland, you get a lot of the big red-headed, heavy-bearded, or the white-headed, bearded men. They are the ex-Vikings that have been here before. A couple of other things I want to talk to you about while I've got you online. On social media, there's a lot about the solar eclipse on April the 8th, and you've got a lot of truthers and a lot of people that do astrology and that kind of thing talking about it. Now, we know the moon is not real. The real moon is Saturn, and that's why astrology is based around Saturn, becomes part of the astrology horoscope. Because the real moon is Saturn, that holds the energy and the frequency. The real sun is the solar sun, which is the central sun, and that gives us our light codes. It doesn't burn us, it doesn't give us cancer, it gives us code. It's just bright and gives us code. The sun that you see in the sky today is man-made, and it burns you, gives you cancer. It was meant to give you cancer. The only time they block out the sun is because the solar central sun is high in the sky and they don't want us to get the codes, and that's why they block it out. So what's happening with the solar eclipse is when the central sun and the Saturn planet cross paths. That's when you get this new frequency, these solar flares coming through, the energy of them coming through, and they send out this new energy to Earth. It gives us more for our activations, it gives us more for our DNA, and we'll get all these solar flare symptoms and increase in abilities. It'll be beautiful. And in the days of the Egyptians, in the very beginning of the black beings of Earth, they used to stargaze and stare at that eclipse. Today, the deep state cabal wants you not to look at those codes coming through, and they give you these special glasses and everything. Don't stare at the eclipse, da-da-da-dee-da, it's bad for you and all that. No, it's not. You're meant to look at it without glasses. You're meant to receive those codes. So that's that. The other thing is Princess Catherine of Wales, Prince William's wife. Now, it's all over the media and Instagram and TikTok, and everyone's remote viewing it. But now, it's again 3D, low vibrational information, and we don't really want to be a part of it, but so others understand. The real Catherine has gone. She was executed in 2020. So what you've been seeing is her clones. And they only last 2 years. lifespan of a clone is 2 years, and they start to rot, and they start to smell, and they start to break down. And so they bring out another clone. But because she's been executed, they can't get any more clones of her because there's no more DNA to go around. The cloning has to stop here. For New Earth, there'll be no clones. It'll stop. It's a very evil procedure. It's very evil what's been happening around the cloning. And so they're having to use seconds, like actors and step-ins and things like that that look nothing like her, because the clones are dying off. The William, you see, is not the William. He was executed in 2020 because both of them were invested in the deep state cabal and doing everything that they were doing, including investments in the wrong places. They're not even the true bloodline to the British throne. Nobody is in that line of family. The real Prince William and Harry went with Diana when she was taken out and moved into another life. And they went with her. The deal was that she took them with them, and they allowed them to go with her because they're not true heirs. They're not true bloodlines. So they went with her. She would never have left her boys alone. And you can see the difference in the funeral when they're walking behind her casket down the Abbey. It's not the William and Harry we knew. You can see the difference. If you put two and two side by side, you can see the difference. They were caught off camera laughing when all the flowers were out around Buckingham Palace. They're having a good giggle amongst themselves. Because they're actors. They were replaced. And so they have been executed. Because they were they took on the deep state programming, doing all the things that the royal family do in darkness. And so you're not going to see a lot of them. Even the photos, the recent photos of Prince William with Catherine, is not even William. Fake William. They're all actors, replacements. And next you're going to hear that King Charles has died. Well, he was executed in 2020. He's not the true heir, not the true bloodline. And he can't have prostate cancer because he was born female. So it's all a show, guys. It's all a show. Nobody ever died of prostate cancer either. It's curable. Okay, so that's probably about it from me today. I just wanted to get it out there because I'm frustrated with everyone contacting me, and then you hear people remote viewing it and they can't get through to their higher selves of the people that have, yeah, absolutely, time for the royals to disappear. There will be a day when we don't have royals anymore. But people are saying they're remote viewing and they can't get past a certain level because the military, the Alliance and Q and all those high officials and galactics and everybody have stopped our energy frequency powers of remote viewing those people, because we're not meant to know. We're not meant to get past a certain level. It's a security level. So you'll hear people saying, oh, I know she's a clone, but that's all they can tell you, because at the end of the day they can't remote view any further than they're allowed to. They do not have that permission. It's been blocked off. It's been a very busy year with an agenda of what needs to be done. We did a clover activation, and that's a heavy metal detoxifier. It's here for the heavy metal detoxifier, blood cleanse, hormone control, menopause, divine feminine, spike protein control, chemotherapy relief. It's good for the animals. It's going to be made into teas and tinctures. It's going to be a far better quality of honey. Combination with dandelion is going to be an extreme product. It's good for fertility and new earth. It'll be used in iron tonics. The leaves will be eatable in salads. So we did a clover activation. The dragons work with the clovers and they protect it. It's good. Also, it's connected to the crown, indigo, heart and root. The conditions it relieves is inflammation, spike protein, heavy metals, constipation, bones, burns and scars. This is all for new earth because we've activated it now to be able to be working that way. That's what its purpose was for. Just to stay grounded. Many changes are coming. Absolutely. The reveals are coming. 2024 is the year of reveals. So it's going to be a good blood detoxifier. It's going to be great for blood pressure and headaches, which is really, really good. So we've done an activation for that as well. These are all available. All you need to do is contact me. I've got the meditation, I've got the activations. I was hoping to put a book together of all the activations. Instead, I've gone another way and looking at doing a recipe book of all natural remedies that I've been channeling with activations for that. The sapphire water will be in it. We're going to be doing, there's a whole lot of sacred plant medicine in the book, and there's many that I've been doing, cosmetics and other things as well. Tomorrow I have a session with the angels that I'm offering to the group. We'll be doing direct channeling with the archangels, and there'll be a lot of questions asked about many things. Once I've done that, I will give you a bit of an update. Especially the biggest one for me at the moment is the transgender agenda, which we also did an activation to have it removed from the schools. But the biggest one is spiritually. What does it mean when you transgender into another gender, and how that looks spiritually? And that's a big question I have. So we've got some cool stuff coming through with that tomorrow. Another one is, should we be eating seafood and shellfish if we are also not eating meat? Because I was watching the doctor who does live plant medicine and food, and he said that shellfish are the scavengers of the ocean floor bed, and we shouldn't be eating them. They're actually considered sea worms, ocean worms, and that we shouldn't be eating them at all. And then when you go back to thinking about the Hindu religion and many Indian and Middle Eastern religions, they don't believe in eating meat because it has a face, and if you have a face on something, then it has a spirit. It's connected to source. The other one I'm going to ask is children in Gaza. And you know how they're showing on social media that they're starving, they're getting bombed, they're homeless. Is this real, or is it all part of the movie? And what is it, if it is real, what can we be doing to help? We're also going to be asking about teachers and their control in the schools and how we can manage that more. And are the grandmothers now and the grandparents allowed to come in and get more involved? Because I've noticed that's opening up in a way where they're getting ready for us to be in a community of homeschooling and working together as a group with these children in school. So eventually schools will go and people will come together in groups and communities and build their own. Make sure that you keep up with your water as we go into the solar eclipse month, because our bodies are 90% water, and we need to keep that water supply in our bodies flowing, and it's good to have the sapphire water. I've actually got a photo on this phone which I can't show you right now, but it was in my blue bottle, and it had all the little bubbles of codes in it. That is very special. When I saw the codes in the bottle, and I actually asked for proof, because I even doubted myself at times. You know, I do all these beautiful channelings and I bring in these light codes in the universal language of love and light, and then I said to them, okay, this tastes different. It really, really does. Yeah, good questions. It really does taste different, and when you taste it and you realize the codes in it are upgrading your body, you're guzzling it. You can't stop. And so I said to my team of light, okay, I've done the light codes. I'm doing what you asked with the light language and bringing in the codes. I've activated the sapphire water for New Earth. We've gone to the world, to the source of where it is. Is it really happening? Sure enough, they showed me the bottle. And in the bottle, you could see the light codes. They were like round bubbles of rainbow colours in the actual water. So you see, the work that we're doing in this group is pretty magnificent in the way that we get the proof. They show us, they say, good work, you know, here you go, show everyone. Do these codes, do these activations all the time with your food source, with your water source for new, it's all for New Earth. I have drawn Gaia, and she's doing age reversal. So if you look at Gaia in my drawings on my page, you see her as an older woman with a scarf all wrapped up around her, and she's very vibrant. But she's gone through age reversal, and the thing about New Earth is we're going back to how it once was, and that's our New Earth. That's going to be the new way of living. We screwed up back then. We let people take over. So we're going back to how it was. And so she's gone through the aging reversal process, which is what we all will do as light workers. And she's got younger, and she's now holding New Earth ready to be birthed in her womb. And I've drawn that. And we're in the midterm of New Earth being birthed. It's not far now, and the full New Earth will be revealed and birthed. Drawings are not 100. I'm still learning how to draw, but I'm getting there. So you get the picture. Because some of us are so visual creatures, we need to see them. Taking our power back, absolutely, Helen. Angel says, my body feels wonderful with the sapphire water. I do too, and as I say, you must keep in these. I always have my blue quartz in it. So if you want that activation, and people are listening to this afterwards and watching my live, or if I put it up on YouTube, do reach out and I'll send you that activation. Because the first source for our bodies is our water quality. Then we look at our food, because water is 90% of who we are. I've been doing the elements, so I've done Lady Lake, Lady Fire. Now Lady Fire and Master Fire come together because fire is very intense, and so they need the feminine and masculine energy. So you'll see those drawings as well. You'll also see Lady Wind. She represents the air element. And you've also got the Lady Lake, which is the water element. And then Lady Fire, and she's the fire element with Master Fire. If you look at the compass, there's a gap in between the compass. So you've got north to east, and there's a gap. East to south, there's a gap. South to west, there's a gap. West to north, there's a gap. In those gaps, you've got goddesses of the earth. New Earth this is. And I've started drawing them, and it was very, very fascinating to see who came through. Goddess of the East, she's a hula girl from Lemurian time. This is her here. So she's the East. So she represents the East. So a lot of you people will be working with these energies. A lot of you will be working with these goddesses. They will be giving you beautiful activations. Goddess of the West. Now she is Middle Eastern looking. She wears a scarf. Hi Tristan, how are you? So she wears a scarf. She's Middle Eastern. So the Middle East is really the West. So if Earth was flat, Europe would be the East, US would be East, North, I'm in the South. So the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, Middle East is really West. Earth is west. Europe is west, US is east. So they've lied about that as well. So that's why she came through for the west. So that's the west goddess. I didn't get names for these ones. And normally I do. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, why I haven't. Goddess of the South. She's part of the Bonnet people. She's part of the Earth Guardians from Middle Earth. So they live more in the South. So that was her. That was her symbol. So she comes from the South. And we've worked with the Bonnet people and we've worked with the Guardians from Middle Earth. They are healers that come out at night and stand at the base of your bed and work with you. A lot of kids will see them. And North, Goddess of the North, is connected to the Vikings that I've just been talking about. And she wears the copper helmet with the sapphire, emeralds, and rubies, and garnets too, I think they had. So she came through as well, and that was her symbol there. They are in between. So you think of a compass. Then it goes and it splits off into quarters, and they're those quarters. So I hope that makes it a little bit more understandable for you to work with and to get an idea of how to work with them, because call upon them to help you, especially if you get lost. They'll be great for directions. Anyway, guys, that's probably me for today. I will keep you updated with different things as the reveals are starting to come. You've heard about Princess Catherine now, Prince William, Prince Charles. You've heard about the activations we've done recently. They are available, as I said. We'll be doing angel live activations tomorrow and speaking with them and channeling. So I'll be able to give you an update of that afterwards. But I do hope you're all well. I hope you're having a beautiful day, evening, wherever you may be. Keep up the good work, because you know you will receive beautiful golden abundance for the work that you do for New Earth. All right, take care. Much love. Bye.